In a moment that left both supporters and critics talking, President Joe Biden made headlines when he was spotted briefly wearing one of former President Donald Trump's iconic red Make America Great Again hats during a 9/11 commemoration event in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. This unusual gesture, according to the White House, was intended to symbolize bipartisan unity on the anniversary of one of the most tragic days in U.S. history. However, the move sparked immediate reactions, ranging from confusion to fierce debate, as political tensions between Biden and Trump remain at the forefront of the 2024 presidential race. On the 22nd anniversary of the September 11th attacks, President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and former President Donald Trump attended several commemoration ceremonies across the country. One particular event, held in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where United Flight 93 crashed, brought the most attention. While speaking with firefighters at the event, President Biden was photographed wearing a bright red Trump 2024 hat, much to the surprise of onlookers. The White House was quick to address the situation, with spokesperson Andrew Bates explaining that the president's gesture was an attempt to foster bipartisan unity, drawing on the spirit of national togetherness that followed the tragic events of September 11, 2001. According to Bates, a Trump supporter offered Biden the hat, and in a moment of goodwill, the president put it on briefly. He gave a hat to a Trump supporter who then said that in the same spirit, POTUS should put on his Trump cap, Bates clarified. He briefly wore it, further emphasizing that the gesture was meant to transcend partisan divides, especially in a setting where the country was remembering a collective tragedy. However, the gesture didn't sit well with everyone. Critics, particularly from the pro-Trump faction, were quick to use the moment to question Biden's awareness and mental fitness. Trump supporters took to social media to mock the president, with conspiracy theorist Laura Loomer alleging that Biden's actions at the event appeared senile. She even claimed that attendees questioned whether Biden understood what he was doing, echoing one of Trump's recent debate stage attacks. The Trump War Room, a political group dedicated to supporting Trump, shared a video of Biden wearing the hat, captioning it with a quip aimed at Vice President Kamala Harris, suggesting Biden's behavior was in response to Harris's performance during the Democratic debate the night before. The president's actions also occurred in a politically sensitive location. Pennsylvania, especially western parts like Shanksville, is considered a key battleground state for the 2024 election. In 2020, Somerset County, where Shanksville is located, voted overwhelmingly for Trump, and signs of support for the former president were visible as Harris's motorcade passed through. As Biden and Harris visited this Trump stronghold, the symbolic nature of Biden briefly donning a MAGA hat in such a politically charged atmosphere was not lost on observers. Pennsylvania is crucial for both candidates, and every gesture, intentional or not, will be scrutinized as the 2024 election nears. Despite the president's intention to promote unity, the gesture also came at a difficult time for him. The day before, Biden made an offhand remark that further raised eyebrows. When asked by reporters about his plans for 9/11, Biden casually said, "I would do 9/11, which some interpreted as an unfortunate slip of the tongue. This misstep did not go unnoticed, especially when Joanne Barbara, widow of FDNY Assistant Chief Gerard Barbara, criticized Biden during her emotional speech at Ground Zero. Referring to Biden's comment, she called it flippant, urging people to remember that families affected by September 11th live with the trauma every day, highlighting the ongoing pain many continue to feel. The president's critics were further incensed by a controversial plea deal being considered for the alleged masterminds behind the 9/11 attacks, which could see them avoid the death penalty. Joanne Barbara voiced her opposition to this deal during her remarks, expressing frustration with the outrageous plea, which has become a hot-button issue for many 9/11 survivors and their families. What began as a seemingly benign moment of bipartisan symbolism quickly became a point of controversy, with President Joe Biden's decision to briefly wear a Trump 2024 hat sparking reactions across the political spectrum. While the White House aimed to emphasize national unity in the spirit of 9/11, Biden's critics seized the opportunity to question his judgment and competence. As the 2024 election approaches, every move by both Biden and Trump will be closely watched, with even symbolic gestures taking on heightened significance in an intensely polarized political climate.